All right. Hey there. Hi there. How are you? Welcome to day 16 of 25 days of holiday nails. We are coming down to the wire. More than halfway through, we've got, what does this make it? 16. That makes it 9 days left. And these are all the colors that I got from, well, not all of them. These are all the mini colors that I got from the Madame Glam Advent Calendar. I'm going through them and I'm choosing ones that I want to do for this nail art design today. I am currently looking for them so that I can go through them as I'm talking to you. Um, but yeah, so I had originally had the idea of doing an embossed nail, but I didn't want to do a traditional sweater nail because I did it a few weeks ago on my own mani, and frankly, they're all over the internet, and I couldn't quite figure out what I wanted to do. So originally, I was going to do, or not originally, but secondly, I was going to do an embossed plaid nail idea, but I ended up just doing a regular plaid nail with a little bit of a Rudolf design at the tip of the nail, and then the other two nails, because I couldn't figure out what to do to go with the plaid. Um, I decided to do a blue green ombre, um, alternating blue blue green. Did I say blue gray? Blue green ombre, going in one direction on one nail and going in the other direction on the other nail with a gold French tip, which those two nails I absolutely love. I do like the plaid that came out on the Rudolph nail, but I think Rudolph himself doesn't really stand out as well as I would have liked. It is my first time doing a Rudolph nail, so maybe I will tackle it again in a subsequent design, but we'll see because I have a lot of other designs that I want to get to. And only 9 days left. But anyway, so I'm decanting some of the colors out onto my palette. As they're part of the Advent calendar, they're not available as of yet. I believe they will be coming. They will be becoming available in January, but don't quote me because I don't know. But the colors I'm using in the plaid are Holiday Inn, Wish Map, Nordic Bliss, Bucket List, and then MG Airlines, which is the base color that I'm putting on right now. I do two coats of Madame Glam Airlines, and then I'm going in with my plaid brush, and I'm going to do kind of a washed out vertical line, which will be followed by a washed out horizontal line to create that plaid look. Because if you are familiar with plaid or you enjoy creating plaid nails, there's layers to it. You've got lighter colors, or I should say darker colors, built up on top of lighter colors, thicker lines, thinner lines. They're all interwoven to create that traditional plaid flannel look. So I wanted to try to replicate that as best as possible. So I am thickening the line or widening the line quite a bit, and I'm mixing in some base coat with, I believe this is Holiday Inn, to get that faded out, more transparent tone to the color. And then I'm using my fine liner. This one's not by Madame Glam, it's by Kokoist. I will put the link down below. With a full opacity stripe of the color. So that's going to go on either side of the wider band, and I did clean up that little bit of extra gel that was on the nail. And then what you want to make sure that you do when you're building up layers upon layers is any lines that are going to intersect, you want to do the first line, cure it, or at least flash cure it so that it doesn't move before you go and do a line that intersects, because the gel is going to end up bleeding in terms of spreading further across the nail. So if you have two lines that cross each other, at the point where they touch, it's going to start to widen and kind of flood out a little bit. So if you want the lines as crisp as possible, you want to make sure that you're curing, or at least partially curing, as you go. So now that I've gone and cured those three lines, I'm going to go and use the same color to do, believe I'm using the same color. Nope, I'm going in with the blue to do horizontal bands in the same pattern. I'm going to do a widened transparent blue band, followed by two full opacity narrow bands to create that crossed plaid pattern. Crossed plaid pattern. So now I'm going in and I'm just deepening the uh, the wider blue bands because I thought they were a little too streaky. I'm trying to even it out and make it a little softer and not as not as streaky. Yeah, we're just gonna use that word, not as streaky. So and then I took the fine liner or the ultra liner and I just sharpened up the edges of the wide band, and I'm going in and I'm doing the same with the blue band. So now I'm going in with Nordic Bliss. Am I going in with Nordic Bliss? No, that's still the MG Airlines. Is that what the blue is? No, Wish Map. But now I'm going in with Nordic Bliss, which is the green color, and I'm just repeating the process, doing some horizontal lines, doing some vertical lines. The key to getting a really straight, sharp vertical line, at least for me, is not to go up and down in terms of you want your hand to flow naturally. So for me, what helps is holding the nail horizontally and then dragging my hand horizontally, so that if I have the tip in my hand, I have, and I think what I'm doing right now is the exact opposite of what I'm explaining. But like if I'm holding the tip so that the cuticle edge is on my left and the free edge is on my right, I'm dragging from left to right. Because I'm a righty, it's easier for me to go naturally in that motion from left to right. And I can do a better straight line more consistently if I'm dragging from side to side versus pulling up and down, because then I'm forcing my elbow in towards my body and I'm trying to pull the brush in an awkward fashion. So my hand is loose, the nail is horizontal, and I'm dragging the brush from left to right. And then if I feel like I need to adjust the line, I can rotate the nail and I can, just, whatever way works for me in that moment, I can adjust the line and make it flesh out the color a little bit more, make it a deeper line. But at least to get the basic line down in the right place, that's the method that works best for me. And you can see me doing it here. I'm dragging from left to right, not up and down. And I decided that the tones that I used for the plaid were a little muted. So I wanted to go in and add a contrast shade. So I'm using a little bit of the Madam Glam white gel paint, which I've already had. They did include in the Advent box white putty gel, which is basically a little bit thicker of the gel polish that comes in a bottle. You use a flat brush or any other type of artist brush. You can use your liner brush. It works very well for nail art as well. But I figured my white gel paint is already opened, and there's no use in opening up a product that is pretty much the same, just to use a product that came out of the Advent calendar. So we're finished with the plaid design, and I'm going in and I'm going to matte top coat so that I have a smooth surface to paint over. Because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to block out, excuse me, the tip of the nail to draw in Rudolf. And I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I was thinking about possibly putting a transparent black over the plaid so that it faded more into the background and Rudolf would pop a little bit more. But I ended up and initially also I was going to keep the plaid matte, but I thought it popped a little bit more with the glossy top coat at the end. So right now I'm taking some, the name of the color is High Roller. It is also a Madam Glam color. It's it's a deep, kind of like an espresso brown. And I'm laying in the outline of his head. I'm going to do the antlers, the eyes. I'm going to put in his little Rudolph nose. And then I jazzed it up a little bit with some gold on the antlers and to outline the top of his head. I'm trapped in my doo-doos. Oh, that came out wrong. Oh, how many days left? I did do 2 coats of the espresso. It's not espresso, it is High Roller. I did do 2 coats at a high roller, and now I'm going in and I'm just laying in the antlers. I am going to widen the base of it where it attaches to his head. And then, yeah, I'm just going to finish that up. I did originally try to do a cat eye holographic nose, but it was too small a bead of gel polish to really make the magnetic gel pop in a way that it would stand out. So I ended up just switching to, what is the name of this color? To Burlesque. These videos always seem a lot shorter until you have to narrate them after the fact. I try to do as much of it live while I'm doing the manicures or while I'm doing the nail art, but it always makes the video so much longer because then my comments are synced up with what I'm doing, and it's hard for me to speed up the footage if I want to. So then I wind up with these long exposition pieces that I want to cut down, but I can't because I feel it's important information. So a lot of the time, especially with these videos, I'm going in and I'm doing the an overdub where I add the commentary and the information after the fact. It just makes things a bit easier. I'm more relaxed. I'm not trying to polish my nails and talk at the same time because then I get lost in what I'm doing and it makes it harder for me to explain the process. But while I'm watching it back live, I can see again what I'm doing and I can really revisit it and explain it a little bit better. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm going in with Wishmap and with Nordic Bliss, and I'm butting the colors up against each other to get a thicker coat of polish with that I can blend together, and that way I don't have to worry about wiping off the brush or possibly transferring color from the nail to the bottle, because the brush from the blue isn't going into isn't touching the green and going back into the bottle. But so basically what I did was I did 2 coats. I did green on one side, blue on the other, and then using my ombre brush with it barely touching the surface, just the finer bristles touching the gel, I'm swishing the brush back and forth to gently blend those 2 colors together. Focusing on the join line, bringing it a little bit towards the cuticle, bringing it a little bit towards the free edge, but not so far as to really muddy the colors or make it so that it's just that mid-tone all the way up and down the nail. You want to just blend the join area so that you get that mid-tone, but you want to keep the true colors at either the cuticle edge or the free edge where you originally placed them, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I hope it does. So you can see I'm going in now and I'm blending that midline. And when you do the first layer, you're not going to get a perfect ombre from the first coat. You have to do at least 2 coats. So you get the basis of the blend in the first coat, then you cure it, you go back in. You can adjust a little bit, bring the green up towards or down towards the free edge a little bit more, bring the blue up towards the cuticle edge a little bit more, whatever you feel is necessary, wherever you want the ombre to start. And that's just that you just flick the brush back and forth, following the natural line. If you're doing a vertical ombre, you want to pull the brush vertically. If you're doing a horizontal ombre, you want to pull the brush vertically. And now I'm just going in and I'm putting in the smile line. I'm going to fill that in with the rest of the gel paint. Once again, Madam Glam. It is their gold gel paint. And I'm just going to do 1 coat. So that brings us to the end of day 16. I hope you enjoyed it. I didn't mention, but I did keep the ombre matte and I left the tip shiny. I hope you like it. If you have any comments or questions, critiques, please leave them in the comment section below. Please give me a like and a subscribe so that I can keep bringing you these videos. I absolutely love it so much. Once again, thank you. Hit that bell so that you're notified whenever new videos are available, and I will see you tomorrow for day 17.